Hello, everybody. We are here again from the Canadian Schoolhouse. I'm Steph Morrison, and I'm here with.
Christine.
We are going to talk today about our second annual Creative Writing Roundup. This is actually a really special thing. Lots of times we have these live streams and we have guests on, which is, of course, we love having guests on, people outside of what we know as homeschoolers and resources that we can share with homeschoolers. But actually, Christine is usually in the background, so of course she's still doing all the background stuff. But I'm really glad to be on with you today, Christine, because we haven't talked in a
Yeah,
while, like that we've actually been live together. So
it's
we'll
true.
we'll get to talk about our exciting. So we've done so much planning. We had a good meeting about it yesterday, making sure everything was in place. And so we're going to share about really what the Creative Writing Roundup is. We did it the first time last year, and it's a month-long event. So it's good this year. It's going to run from April 1st to April 30th.
30th. Hmm.
Thinking, does April have
Yeah.
31 days? No, just 30. Um, and we're gonna do a few things on live streams, just in addition to our regular bi-weekly ones here. And of course, the main part of it is encouraging you as the parents to get your kids to write. So we have all kinds of writing tips. I know in my house, I have a couple of reluctant writers for the most part. What are your boys
Yep.
like as far as writing?
Same here. It's like pulling teeth sometimes. It depends, though. It depends on the topic for
Mhm.
sure. But yeah, writing is not, I do not have future budding authors right now, anyway.
Yeah, at least what they're presenting right now. And I think
Right.
one of those things, and we were actually really focus on that. We've got some articles coming out. So our theme for April is, of course, focused on writing. Really about so the theme title is Igniting Learning Through Historical Fiction.
Mhm.
And so we've got a few articles that'll be on that theme. That won't be live until April 1st, so until Saturday, possibly Friday. And we'll come back. So if you're watching this video in the recording, you might already see some of those posts in the event. So connected with the video, you might already see those links that's going to go to that theme page that we've got a few articles on different again igniting learning, and it's a lot writing based on historical fiction, although I love reading historical fiction. I started another one, or sorry, I just read one. This one isn't too much historical fiction, Christian fiction, but more modern times. But I just read one myself, and it was actually more like a kid's book. And I don't know if you do that, Christine. Do you read? Because I don't
I
read
do.
fiction very much, but like kids books are smaller, so it's like, oh, I can read a fiction book and probably get it done in a
I actually
decent amount
read
of
a
time.
lot of 9 to 12 readers because
Yeah, I think
I
this was probably the system
it's
would be.
easy to absorb. You don't have to sit. I mean, I do like the deep dive, really to study and all of that stuff, but I as a mom, you don't always have the time to just, lose yourself in a book. So
Uh-huh.
these 9 to 12 readers are like what 300 pages or so. So
Yeah,
you could whip through that a couple of pages, a couple chapters, even in a night. So yeah.
and still really good storylines, like any
It's
of the
still
ones I've
it's
read
still
anyway. It's not like
engaging,
it's
right? Yeah,
a
it's still engaging, so you don't feel like you're reading a little
yeah, like
kid's
a
book.
kid's story. I mean, I've got
So
some
they're
readers for
intelligent, right? And
yeah.
so, but yeah.
Uh-huh. So to answer that question, I see a question there. Which one did you just read? It was Ticket to Curlew. And so it was about homesteading. So it was like early 1900s. And it was when they came
Ooh.
from, oh, I always mix up Iowa and Ohio. So I can't I can't remember what state they came from. But when land was when at that time in history in Canada, and they were, a bunch of homesteaders were coming, getting land really cheap as long as you produced on it, right? So it was this story of this family go in there, and I live in Saskatchewan, so Alberta is
Mhm.
pretty close. And yeah, it was a really good book. I love reading about that time because I'm kind of like a homesteader myself, not near as rough as that. I didn't have to build my house when I got my land here,
Right.
thank God. Because when we were, that was an option for us. We were thinking we're going to get just some good land. The land was most important. We'll build on it, but anyway, I still like reading about stories of people that did. And you know, even with that, even though I'm reading the book, I actually really you know, I shared that. I just talk about the story with my family, and usually the kids are asking me what I'm reading, right? So it's actually another good way, even reading that historical fiction, it's another good way to get your kids interested in the history part, right? So you're sort of like teaching history, just talking about the book you read, which is
Exactly.
that's the fun way
Yeah.
for me to learn, to teach too and learn. So for our, so I'll read that. I'll just read this out loud here since I'm reading it in my head. Haley and I are reading Number the Stars right now for her language arts, and I'm more into it than I am into my own current read. It's a middle years book. She's in grade 5, but it's so good. It's historical fiction. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
look that one up. Number the Stars. Yeah, isn't that the way though? Sometimes it's like this book is amazing. I've got that with a few. Well,
And
a
that's
few
why
things.
reading together is so good, because you might find that you're interested. I think I've been like that too, with some of the readers that we've done. The kids were just like, eh, but I'm like, let's see how this goes. This is so good.
So excited about the story. We're actually all kind of reading the Chronicles of Narnia right now.
Oh,
My
good one.
youngest son is the most ahead, but it is the plan for us to all read them. I've only read one so far, The Horse and His Boy. And I guess I've probably read what's the popular one though? The Lion, the
The
Witch
Lion,
and
the
the
Witch, and the
Wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
I have read that years ago. But I didn't even, it was actually pretty recent that I realized there was a whole series kind of all on that, you know, the Chronicles of Narnia, right? I thought it was just like, well, I thought there was maybe 2 of them because there's 2 movies. Maybe that's why I thought there was 2. But yeah, so really, really good books too for kids and adults. That Chronicles of Narnia. Not exactly. Actually, it is a little bit historical fiction.
It is. I was just gonna say, yeah,
I mean,
because it
it's
talks about the war.
fantasy,
And
lots of made up
Mhm.
stuff, but
Yeah,
uh,
definitely. You can
yeah,
totally do a history lesson with that.
C.S. Lewis uses lots of, for one thing, old English words. So that's what I kind of picked up on. Words that I've actually never really heard of before. And it's really neat when you can, it's like, oh, this word like litter. That's just one that came to mind. And I actually did a unit study so I really dug deep into that book, but I did a unit study for Schoolhouse Teachers on that. So if you're Schoolhouse Teachers member, there is a whole, well, it's not complete yet, but we've almost got every Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah.
including many, many other books, where they're just unit studies on that book, pulling out all kinds of things. Lots of stuff, especially just to get from the reading part. So sometimes there's historical stuff in some of those unit studies, but
Mhm.
uh-huh.
That part, the Narnia books are units are included in the Loving Literature course on schoolhouseteachers.com.
Hmm. Yeah, a really good, fun, easy way for learning. So so what's next about our creative writing roundup? I mean, we just, I don't know, we could sit on here, I'm thinking, well, this is a good conversation. We could sit on here for an hour just talking about like writing and reading, but we'll try to keep it a little bit shorter than that.
Yeah,
And let's get to the why don't you start
put
off
the
and
link.
focus on and share the link of the page that you can go to right now and sign up. We're technically not like launching it until April 1st, but that's Saturday. So you sign up, you're going to get an email right when you sign up for it with a few little bits of information, mainly information about what it is. So it's really to encourage writing. But what we're going to do at the end of this is publish an ebook of writing by homeschoolers. So it's going to have that title of, oh, and I'm lost in the title again. What is it, Christine? I know you know it.
Oh, let me let me just double check. It's learning. No, I'm saying it wrong. 1 second. I'm just putting the banner up. Let me finish what I was doing first.
Yeah, I shouldn't have interrupted you while you were. I see you're working in the background.
Okay,
Asking.
I am.
So it's journey back in time.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was saying right. So it's Journey Back in Time, rounding up stories about the past.
Right.
And so we want to encourage all of you, all ages, welcome. So if you're an adult,
Parenting needed. Actually, we really, I don't know. I love that. So I just put that into our nice little events we have that parents can submit stories to. We're keeping
Yeah,
them at 2,000 words, which sounds like amazingly immense to my boys, but to me, I can
it's
type
not
off
much.
like that's almost too small for a story. But anyway, it's it's possible.
Yeah, and so you can decide, you can write your own sort of take on a historical event, or you can, tell a story about something that you've learned in history, and it could be any historical time period of your choosing. So as long as you're writing within that theme, we're looking forward to it. And so basically, the information is on that link that we sent, just the nitty gritty details
Mhm.
of how to send it. There's an email address that you can submit that we will send you in the emails once you sign up. And just so you know, those emails coming through will give you some additional learning tips. So that'll help you as mom or dad to help teach writing skills during the month of April,
Mhm.
especially if you were looking for, I know, like, I think I've seen in many moms homeschool groups that, writing is a big thing. So it's not just you and I, Steph. It's a lot. I think it's one of those areas that kind of just get tucked to the side and kind of forgotten about, and then, oh dear, your writing's atrocious. But you know um, we got to work on this, and
Oh.
practice getting our thoughts, because that's what it is. Writing is
Mm.
is a form of expression, which is it's an important skill to have. So we certainly don't want it to drop by the wayside.
No.
And so you will get those tips, and then at the end of it all, we are going to send all of your entries to our wonderful editors, and they're going to get it looking perfect.
Mhm.
And then we're going to publish all of these into one ebook, and then you will be a published author.
Uh-huh.
And then we will have that link for you. We will send you the link. And bonus, we are giving away or giving you a coupon code for the newest Smart Mama Planner, which is available for Schoolhouse Teachers members. We've got a link in there. Once you sign up, we'll send you a link to the current one, so you can see what that's all about, and how beneficial that would be to you. And so we think you're gonna love it. The new one hasn't been printed, or uh, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's been
Developed
released
yet,
yet, so
finalized yet.
we're close
It's
to
in
it.
production right now.
Yeah.
So as soon as that should be done, well, after we wrap up this event. So we're excited
Mm.
for you to get that. So that's just a
And you
benefit.
were so we're only giving that coupon code out. You have to sign up for the
You have to
whole
sign up.
creative writing roundup, and we'll get it. So it'll be early May because that's I
Yeah.
believe I believe I can't remember the launch date. I don't know. That May 7th comes to mind, but it'll be early May. So a little bit after we're actually technically done this little event, but we'll send you that email to whoever signed up to our creative writing roundup.
So you have to be in the loop.
Yeah.
So you have to sign up.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we won't know who to send it to. But yeah, that is pretty much the gist of the whole thing. We just want to encourage you and your kids to get writing and
Uh-huh.
have fun doing it, right? Because that's what homeschooling is all about: doing it the fun way, right?
And
And
there's
doing it
all
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways that you can make learning, and it's really about following their interests. So we even think with this, history, like there without a doubt, I can find some topics that my boys are interested in that's related to history, right? And it really
Yeah.
can be anything. So like say I don't know. Okay, I'm under the pressure. Like I'm thinking of my own boys, but you can think even there's a certain time maybe they're interested in, like with knights and in armor, or maybe they're interested in weapons, right? Okay, I just thought my one son, he's kind of standing behind me here, and and he's really interested in guns, and even like older guns, not just newer ones,
Yeah.
but he kind of has an
He needs
interest
to
there.
talk to
Okay.
my guy.
Mm,
They would probably have a good old conversation.
uh-huh. So then, that might be. I mean, my boys are going to put something in as well. Um, So they will, maybe that's what my older one, my teen, will put in something to do and on historical. So it can be anything too. So it can be historical fiction is great and fun to write in a lot of ways, but not everybody gets the whole story thing. I shouldn't like not gets the whole story thing. Like creating a story is something we can all learn and it's just a process, right? But that may not be what's really interest led and exciting. It may be more that it's more factual. So, oh, I'm going to write this piece now on the type of weaponry used during maybe one of the wars, for instance, or even like go back further. I love ancient history the most myself. So I love
Yeah.
I love all history for the most part, but ancient history, when we get back to like even like 1 and 200s or BC times. And I find it really interesting how people lived then and really lived quite comfortably and found ways to, now in this day and age, you think, how do they live like that? But it's like they were resourceful with very little. Right now, all
They
this
did.
human history, we've got so much more. So know that it can be what else? You'll get it in the email or maybe on that landing page, that link we gave for the Creative Writing Roundup with the sign up form there. I think it's going to say a little bit of guidelines on there, or you'll get it in the first
Yep.
email.
Yep.
So
It's on there.
it's going to go through all those different types of writing. So even poems. So it doesn't have to be really long. Actually, my son was just doing limericks. Maybe he wants to do a limerick.
Ooh, that would
Historical
be cool.
limericks. I kind of forgotten about them, but I kind of got refreshed now. Kind of just what is a limerick and that rhythm that goes with it, and
Hmm.
hmm.
Yeah,
So
so we've got factual or literal short stories, nonfiction, poetry, scripts, essays, biographies, reports, and recounts.
uh yeah, that is so a really vast type type of writing that you can get. So we're going to give you all kinds of tips. As I said, we've got that
Mhm.
theme coming out, but we've actually got all kinds of articles on and resources. So we're going to share some stuff with you from Schoolhouse Teachers. We're going to share some stuff that we've got on our own website, like just published articles from the past, some of them recent, but we've got lots of stuff on there that really provides, it's almost like a little mini course each article. We've got tons of articles on our website that give lots of inspiration and real concrete like tips and ways to go about different kinds of writing and especially that part of encouraging your kids to write. And I say this all the time. I say it to my boys. I've actually said it on these live streams a lot. So if you've seen a few of our videos, you may have heard me say it. Like what we really need to focus on is our kids to read well, write well, and speak well. And if they have got a really firm understanding in that and all types of communication, that's what we need. It doesn't really matter whether they know how to diagram a sentence or how to, what every kind of definition of a sentence or word for that matter, but every kind of definition of a language arts term, that's not important. It can be helpful though as they're learning to read well, write well, and speak well. But in order for them to be successful in whatever they're going to do, that's the real focus that we should be on, not just that they finished, grade 5 language arts.
Right.
Um, have they learned how to write well? And I've
Mhm.
still definitely got lots of work to do with my boys in that area. My boys are 12 and 15, so they're actually at a really great age too to be able to be expressive if they are activated with their interests, right? Like they don't want to, I didn't want to do that either, although I did because I was such a very compliant kid. I just did what I was told. But I didn't necessarily. I enjoyed writing, and it wasn't actually until long after high school because I think school, the education system, just the way it teaches big groups of kids, right, kind of like took the love of writing out of me. But I enjoyed it, and when I got it, and when I was able to write things that I really enjoyed, I really wrote them well, right? And I actually went on to a career what was very writing based. I mean, I still do lots of writing now, but for a number of years, that's what I did professionally. Like I wrote mostly online content, but we never know where our kids are going to go, so we need to give them so many opportunities to use that interest-led learning, but you can teach everything that they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I hope for my boys, that they would, be encouraged to write, because they have a lot to say. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my
That's the thing.
goodness,
Yeah,
sometimes.
kids
And
have opinions.
I keep telling them, like,
Thoughts.
I don't always have time. I mean, I don't tell them this, but like, I don't always have time to hear the blah, blah, blah. Like, why don't you write all this stuff down, and then, like, then you could actually write a book on this, because they
Mm-hmm.
actually have great things, great ideas, great thoughts of what they learned. And I'm like, how great would this be if you actually like saw this? And I even promised, like, hey, and that's one of the tips that we're going to be given, that you can actually get your kids to publish stuff for free, right? How
Mm-hmm.
great would it be to see your book, on Amazon, sell it for $1. It doesn't have to be a huge big thing, unless it becomes really popular, but you never
Ah,
know.
and sell it for
You
a
got
few
to
dollars
find
more
the fun ways to encourage writing. And so, like, I'm hoping one day something will click, and
then.
all of a sudden I won't be able to stop them from writing.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm
My guys
hoping for as
are still small, 6 and 10. So,
well.
but my 10-year-old could probably do a little bit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think one of the other things, I don't think we mentioned that, is the weekly live streams. I think I just touched on a little bit, but what those live streams are, they're going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Hmm.
Um, every Thursday in the month of
Thursday.
April. So they're
Yep.
just going to be short little, I mean, our goal is to keep them about 10 minutes long. There's going to be a video that has just a real practical encouragement, like writing tip. We've kind of got that all planned out on what we're going to focus on for the different writing styles and writing tips. So we're going to share so much just in the video, and then so many different resources for you with that. So you'll get all that information when you sign up. You'll get all that information when those lives happen, and the links directly to them.
Yep.
They'll come out Thursday morning, and then those lives are Thursday evenings. I've got that right, Christine?
Thursday evenings at 7 p.m.
Right. And
Yes,
then the
in the month of
emails
April. Yeah.
and those creative writing roundup emails are coming out in the morning. So you'll have that right in your inbox, ready to click over and join us live, or just go and watch the video afterwards. Not everybody
Yeah.
can view
And
live.
hop on.
We will be live. We're actually going to maybe share some recording. I haven't decided whether I'm going to record my little tip video and then just still be here live and play the video, but we are doing that with a couple of them because we're having a few different homeschool moms. Well, and Barbary, who was a past homeschooler, that we're all sharing. Just each from our Canadian team here is going to share a little writing tip. So that'll be lots of fun. I'm looking forward just to
Mhm.
displaying that, our little writing tips and our
And
short.
we've got some very fun tips for you. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
yeah, we got some cool planning done for those. Yeah, we come up with some neat things to share. Yeah. So anything else?
I think that was it. If we covered our live streams, and then the emails coming, and
Uh-huh.
oh, on that very link, that if you wanted to see what last year's one, the publication, that's also there for you to grab and enjoy those cute stories that we got last year.
See what we did last
And
year. So.
yeah, I can't wait to see what comes in this year. I'm excited.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm already kind of thinking of the theme next year. I don't know. It's all thoughts in my head. We'll wait till this one's over, and then we'll think of a theme. Maybe if you have a theme that we can do writing on for next
Mhm.
year, we'll collect them, get them in our planning document there for ideas for next year. So, what do you think is a cool, inspiring, encouraging topic? We did animal adventures last year, so you can check that out again, as Christine said, on that landing page. And yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cynthia, if I think we'll make sure the links in the comments for the YouTube channel, so just stay tuned. But it is let me see if I could put it up on the screen here. And then oops.
For that link there for
Yeah, because I'm not sure if it goes on YouTube just yet. So when we share.
There may be a link. If you scroll up a little bit, Cynthia, there may be a link right above,
Oh, it
but it
says it
is.
went. Yeah. Let us know if you don't see it.
And
But
it
I'll put it.
will be on our homepage. So if you just go to the CanadianSchoolhouse.com, so thecanadianschoolhouse.com, you'll get redirected to our homepage, which of course, so we are a Canadian division of the Old Schoolhouse. But that is our creative writing roundup. And you might actually, you should probably be able to, I don't think there's a whole lot of with that term, especially if you put a search term in the brackets in any search engine, you'll probably find our page as well, putting in creative writing roundup. So. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us live. If you're watching the recording, thanks so much for watching. Feel free to comment. We come back to these often and make sure that so continue that conversation, and we'll be back on and converse with you about the topic, and look for our we'll sign up to that page, but look for our live streams that are going to happen every Thursday evening, just a short little writing tips live streams. So. All right. Well, thank you all and have a great day.
Bye.